Oftentimes people ask me, how do I actually upgrade my message? What does that really look like? How do I really turn my ideas, my knowledge, my expertise, the years of experience that I have into a message that is clearly articulating what I do in a way that is really valuable, that feels like a need to have for the right audience? So in today's episode, I'm going to do a little bit of something different. I'm going to walk you through a live coaching session where I was walking people through how to really take their message from what it is right now to upgrade it into something different. So this is going to be an entirely different type of approach to this. I really want to show you how we use our angle of mastery, how I walk you through something that I like to call the need to have formula to really be able to show people how what you do is the thing that they need right now. So I can't wait for you to watch, and I'll see you at the end. So what most people are doing with their marketing is this. I'm going to walk you through first, like what people do right now or what people have been taught. And then I want to walk you through like the angle of mastery way of doing this. Okay. So you're saying things like you're miserable and you feel like nothing works. You're frustrated. You're stuck. No matter what you do, nothing seems to work for you. You're tired of feeling almost like a loser because your binge eating is really bad. You feel hopeless. And sometimes you feel like you can't even get out of bed because you're so ashamed of how much you ate in the night before. And this is literally affecting every single one of your relationships. You're afraid that your husband or your partner is going to leave you. You just feel like crap, right? So let's talk about the 3 ways to fix it. First, we're going to focus on really elevating your mindset so that you can move from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset and really focus on being your best self. Then we're going to help you change your eating habits so that you learn how to be more conscious around what you eat and how much you eat. And finally, you're going to be able to transform your relationship with food so that you can really overcome your food addiction, because at the core, at the end of the day, that's what's going on. So what I want you to do is book a strategy session. I'm going to help you create a roadmap to overcome binge eating in the next 90 days. So this is the example of what 90% or more of the people are doing. Notice that, number one, I agitated the problem. I talked about they feel like a loser. So, I didn't talk about why they have a problem. There wasn't a core message that I was selling. It was more about like what they needed to do versus shifting their beliefs or creating new ones, right? And finally, the call was just like, let's get on a call, and it's like a strategy session to help you get there, right? Makes sense, right? And I know that didn't probably sound very bad to you because most of you are used to that type of message. But what I want to share with you next is how I would do it from my perspective, like that angle of mastery perspective, right? So I would say you're smart and you've achieved a lot of great things in your life, which is why you feel a certain level of shame around your binge eating habits and how terrible they are. It feels like you have it all figured out on the outside, but you come home exhausted from stress and so many decisions that you have to make every single day. All you want to do is just sit in front of the TV, watch Netflix, and just freaking eat. And before you know it, you've eaten so much, you have to like literally take out the trash so that your wife doesn't notice how much you ate. And I bet that you've tried a lot of diets and counting calories, but the truth is that it makes you feel even hungrier and has had the opposite effect because you feel like no amount of food is ever enough. The truth is that the reason why this is happening is something that I like to call driven hunger. You see, you're so driven and ambitious that nothing has ever gotten in the way of your success, but you never feel fulfilled enough, right? No matter how high you climb or how high you go in your career, there's always a hunger for the next step. And that same hunger that you have has taken you really far in your career, but it's also translating to how you treat food. So it's not until you feel truly full on the inside and content with where you're at in life that you will not stop feeling hungry for food, right? So that's why what we need to do is help you experience what I call inner feast. So this is a process that allows you to feel at peace and full as you keep on climbing higher and higher in your career. You keep on moving forward, but you learn how to manage stress and the triggers and all the decisions that you have to make in a day without relating that to how you treat food. So the Inner Feast is a framework that I've created to help you really cut the cord between the relationship you have with your career and food that's really going to allow you to stop binge eating without damaging your success. And before you know it, you could have a bag of chips in front of you and you're only gonna have a handful because you won't want more. This is a really deep process that's going to allow you to feel really full on the inside, so you're literally not hungry for more than you need. So what I want you to do is book a call below where we're going to talk about whether you're even experiencing driven hunger, because maybe that's not the issue. So we want to make sure that you are. And if you are, we're going to walk you through the exact process to feel Inner Feast so that you're truly able to overcome binge eating for good. Sign me up. Yeah. Yeah. Where do I sign up? That's the idea, right? So you can see, can you guys see the extreme difference now that I gave you both examples, like what it is? Like in example number one, it's like what they needed to do. Number two is more about what they needed to believe about themselves, right? So in case number two, I shifted their beliefs. I gave them ahas, right? And again, I'm simplifying this, but that's kind of the idea, right? So what I want to do is, are you using the Hero's Journey framework? Not for this. I do use the Hero's Journey framework for other things in my message and my frameworks and things like that, but not for this. All right, so you just heard me walk you through an example where I'm showing you how to upgrade your message if you are a binge eating coach, and maybe you're probably not a binge eating coach, but I wanted you to really think about how you could implement this formula or this process in your own business. In the next portion, you're going to hear me coach somebody live through this entire process so that you could see how I walk her through improving her message, bringing more clarity, and really turning her offer into a need to have right now. Listen. First thing that we're going to talk about is I need to ask you a few questions so that I can do this, right? First question is, what is the problem that you solve? And I know we talked about that you have two things. Just pick one.
Yes.
Give me one of those.
I would say so a lot of my clients have already been working with clients. They're getting paid. They're, doing one-on-one. Most of them are doing one-on-one, and it takes them really long to get results. So they take, it's like 90 minutes or, let me see. All right, it's like 90 minutes. They need like 12, 15 sessions, sometimes even longer, to actually get their clients results. And they want to do that faster. They have like limited time capacity, so they can't scale, but group coaching doesn't feel good because then they know they're not going to get the results that they want.
Okay, so what are working with clients, they're getting paid, doing one-on-one, it takes them long to get results. What does that feel like to them, not getting their clients results?
It feels exhausting. They feel overly responsible for their clients' results. So they spend a lot of time worrying about that rather than being present with their family. Yeah, they're constantly thinking about it, of like, what should I do with this client? And also sessions are very exhausting or draining because they don't really know what to do if a client is resistant or gets into I don't know, or they keep coming up with the same topic even though they were like super gung-ho, and committed, and then they don't do the work.
And so what have they done to try to solve the problem?
Usually what they do is they try adding more tools. So they add in being trauma informed, EMDR, tapping. So they do like different tools that they think are going to solve that problem, and it doesn't.
Why not?
Because like what they really need is an overarching system that allows them to get to the real core of the problem quicker and not get distracted by all these other topics that the client throws up, so that they can then work with the client's mind, body, emotion system to create a change. So it's much more about streamlining their process than adding more skills.
This is the idea, right? So the idea is, if you are a successful coach and you've been working with a lot of clients and you've been getting them somewhat good results, you're great at bringing in leads, you're bringing in people, you're enrolling people, you're getting paid and doing a lot of one-on-one work, but you're experiencing that a lot of the people that you work with are having a really hard time getting results. Like, it takes so much out of you, and you are nonstop showing up for them and working for them and like bending over backwards to help them move through the process. And you really want to find a way to do it faster, because what you're noticing is that it's almost like sucking the life out of you. And it's just really hard for you to really sustain your business. You have really a lot of dreams for doing great things. You're great. You have a lot of gifts. You know that you're good at what you do. But the fact that a lot of these clients are not getting results to the level that you want them to is starting to chip away at your confidence. And so in a way, you're almost sabotaging your ability to bring in more people, because you're not really expanding that capacity to receive. This tied to yesterday. You're not expanding that capacity to receive, because it is so exhausting for you to show up for them and to do so much work. And so I bet that if you're experiencing this, what you've tried to do is just over deliver more. It's like you're taking on more and more responsibilities and thinking about like, what tools do I need to do? Or what do I need to get? Or do I need to sign up for like being more trauma informed? Or maybe what I need to do is deliver more worksheets, more sessions with you, more training calls, more lessons, more videos, more stuff for them. But it's not really solving the problem, because the problem isn't that you're over delivering or how much you're giving them. The problem is that you're not really coming in deeper into the emotional system of your clients to truly help them change at the core. So no matter how much you add to their plate or how much content you give them or how much you deliver, it's not going to really make a difference, right? It's like, it won't really matter, because you're still not going deep to truly be able to transform them. So it's not about more information. It's about the information that's really going to move them on a deeper emotional level. And so part of the work that we do, or how our process works, is that we focus on the emotional system framework, which really allows you to not only streamline your process, but streamline the way in which you help your clients get better results. Something like that. Did that make sense?
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy heck.
So something along those lines. So we want to go deeper into like doing things like that. So I hope that this was extremely helpful for you. And now I want to invite you to hop in a 15-minute call where I will literally do the same thing that I did for FOMCon, this call with you as well. So on this call, I will literally ask you the same sort of questions. What is the problem you solve? What are some of the problems your audience is experiencing? How are they doing these things? What are they going through? And I will help you put together a really powerful message on that free 15-minute call, so that you have a lot of clarity in terms of how to communicate more effectively with your people. Go right now to brandmessagesession.com to book that call, or just find the link underneath this episode right now. And so that we can hop on that call together and I can walk you through that entire process. Just make sure that in the form, when you book the call, you add the word podcast, so that I know that you want us to go through this exact same process together like this. And so that I can give you a lot of clarity as well. Make sure that you follow me everywhere: YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you listen to podcasts, and you follow me everywhere as Fabi Paolini. And let me know in the comments what you thought about both of the examples that I gave in this episode. If they gave you a lot of light bulb moments or breakthroughs or different ideas, or if you thought I could have done it better. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you next week. Bye.